Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at one of my biggest purchases ever. You guys saw the last video where we got, what, 2 loads down, Hans? Yeah. 2 loads of some very valuable stuff. Turns out those last 2 loads alone were worth somewhere in like the $20,000 or $30,000 range. We still have a lot more to go, so we're making our money back pretty quickly. Today, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different trucks and trailers up here that we're loading up. We've already got 2 of them full. We got my Ram over there with 3 of the Humvee trailers with a bunch of like pipe, like that's poly pipe is really nice, plus a heater. That load alone, easily $15,000. Then we've got the service truck with our bumper pull trailer. It's got another one of those HVAC units that's kind of dismantled, plus a big air compressor, plus a cement mixer. That load is a solid $5,000 on the low end, probably worth more. Now we're getting ready to load the TerraStar up with our big gooseneck, and we're gonna load up all of these hoses, big fuel bladders, HVAC units, like some very valuable stuff here. I'll bet you all that right there, $15,000 probably to the right buyers, because those are brand new HVAC units, heating and cooling, and there's like 6 or 8 of them. There's quite a few. Guys, I'm telling you, by today we'll have already break even, and then the rest is gonna be profit. I'm thinking there could be $50,000 to $100,000 profit here, and that's not including some of the stuff that I haven't showed you yet, which is big specialty stuff, which could be another $100,000. So it's a good day. We're gonna talk about the stuff, show you what it is as we're moving it. We've got the big Sani excavator over there with slings and rigging that we're using to pick stuff up, and it's working really well. We're able to get these trailers situated really like tidy and neat and safely, and we're using the space effectively. Also got my skid loader up here that we're gonna use with the forks to get some of this stuff situated and try to get everything out of here as quick as possible. The thing I don't love is leaving here and coming back and not knowing if, you know, somebody came in off the freeway and decided to help themselves to stuff. So the sooner we get stuff out of here, the better it is for everybody, especially the property owner. They're ready to get it cleared out. And as you can see, we're already making a big dent. You actually can't see right here. It doesn't look like we've done anything, but if you go over there, you'll see we've made a big dent. So back to the races, here we go.
Everyone, welcome to today, where we get more treasures. We load them on the trailers and we take them home. Nice looking trailer. Trailer numero dos. Right there. Up. Go up. You can fit your tires between. There you go. Yeah, there it goes. Whoa. See, this hole right here is for lifting. Don't ask me how I know that. It's an old secret. Hey! Don't spoil the surprise.
Leftovers.
Stuff from last week?
Yes.
There's just this fear I have that when things get to the shop, they're worth money now, we set them off out of the shop, and then next thing you know, the semi comes in, beat bops it, and then Sparks pulls a trailer in, tail swings, back of the trailer, swings in, hits the freaking generator, HVAC unit. He also believes there's only one speed in all the machines, and it's rabbit.
And the rabbit wins quick. Hornets in the head? You ever heard of it? Yeah, does the rabbit win? No.
I'm getting ready to load the Pettibone crane onto the lowboy, and then we got to get Dave's gooseneck loaded with some of the lighter stuff. It's not a real heavy gooseneck, and then we'll be back to the shop. Think we get 2 trips today?
It's 318, it's 320.
For the rest of the
It's
month?
320, and you know, we're not even out of here, and then we get home, it's 5.
Evenings up here are so beautiful though.
6 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, next thing you know, it's closer to 7, then you're...
Oh, there goes a rock chuck.
This thing is incredibly heavy.
Are you just trying to flip it over?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it out of the way and then flip it back on its feet so it's not leaking.
So right now, trying to crack the lines in that old wrecker over there. The crane has outriggers that are down. Moving it with outriggers down is going to make things very difficult and probably too wide for any load. So we want to get the outriggers up. Well, it's being stubborn. Pulling the levers, putting the pressure on, cracking the valves hasn't made the outriggers go up yet. So we're going to find a way to persuade the outriggers to say, hey, fold yourself up. Be a team player. Come home with us.
Isn't that right, bud?
This is a cool old crane. It's the multi-crane 29 model, which means it's 29,000 pound capacity, Pettibone, all-terrain. The most valuable part of this crane is probably right there. Those planetary axles. Those are what they run in Monster Jam. I think they're like $1,000 each. So if the crane is no good, then we'll part it out and scrap the rest. Also the engine, it's got a pretty desirable engine. Most of these old cranes had like Detroit 3 or 4 cylinders. This has got a V6 Cummins, which you don't see very often. Pretty cool. It could be, the problem with old cranes is they're cool, but they're just not safe, and they're really, really needy. And to be able to get them certified to be able to use in any like commercial application, it's not real easy. Farmers love them, but anybody who needs a crane that's actually like certified, it'd be really hard to get this thing up to standards. But it's got decent tires, good engine, good planetaries, and lots of good scrap metal. But that doesn't mean that we won't try running it first. At least try to get it started and see what it does. We already have one of these back at the shop that the turret motor's broken, so we haven't really done much with it. But it would be kind of cool to get one of these things up and functioning, because it'd be a great recovery vehicle with like some wide floater tires on it. Oh, who knows?
Only the freshest. Toilet and cooler water are the best. Oh yeah, it's
what you
good
drink?
stuff. Yeah, toilet water's
Artisan.
yeah, artisan.
Tommy Gusto.
What's the
situation, Diesel David. You see, we've cracked that line.
Don't want it to suddenly just tip over.
But
They have that box.
none of the hydraulic fluid is coming out, which will relieve the pressure of this outrigger.
And so
In order to haul this crane, we're going to need to fold the outriggers up.
There's that little
Without the hydraulic fluid coming out,
between 'em.
they ain't going up.
Nobody turn the box. Oh, it is on.
So this thing actually sounds like it runs really well. Jump box is dead. We don't have batteries. We don't have a fuel filter to keep it running. So we're using ether, jump box, and jumper cables. And we're just gonna crank it just enough to be able to, as long as it's cranking, that means it's spinning the hydraulic pump. So even if it's not running, but as long as the engine is turning, it creates hydraulic pressure, which is exactly what we needed to be able to get these legs lifted up. This thing runs really well though, surprisingly. For not having any fuel, no fuel filter, running straight off of ether, bad batteries, to still start like that, pretty impressive. So I might have more confidence in this than I originally thought. So the plan is get it running one more time, retract the main boom all the way in, get these outriggers and everything all the way up, get everything straight and tidy so that we can load on the lowboy. Got it pretty much tidied up, all the arms and everything up. We're not gonna be able to get it to run any better without batteries and a fuel filter, but we got it where we need it, so we're just gonna manhandle it onto the trailer.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, that went oddly smooth. We're not fully on yet, but that thing rolled really nice, and this Sandy's just a freaking brute. So now I just gotta get it centered. We got some blocks underneath the outriggers, get her strapped down, and we'll be ready. I gotta show you these things because these are pretty cool. These are FEMA ordered these for like natural disaster response. They put them in the temporary housing communities and they're fire suppression systems. So it looks like an outhouse, like a porta potty, but it's not. It's got a big tank in there. I think it's like a 250, 300 gallon tank, nice pump, and then a big hose system that goes out and connects into a fire sprinkler system for like your home, business, the trailers that they use for FEMA housing, and it's all automated. So basically that panel right there has a sensor in it, has an alarm in it. So once it senses fire, it automatically dumps this tank, the 250, 300 gallons of water on the fire, and you can put them anywhere. So these are really valuable. These things are like, I've seen them sell for a couple grand online, like surplus, but brand new, FEMA probably paid 15, 20 grand per unit, because it's actually really well built and it's designed to be kind of like just tossed around wherever it needs to go. So it has an alarm that goes off when there's a fire going, like right here you can see, press this button to silence the sound of the alarm. It'll turn the alarm off. There's still a strobe light that's going on, so if it goes off by accident, and they're brand new, never used. So this is kind of a cool, it's like one of those niche things that you would never really think that you would need, but you know, anybody who wants like fire suppression for a cabin, for their home, for their business, whatever, this is it. Turnkey, brand new, and I got them for dirt cheap. It also has a heater in there that keeps the water from freezing. I'm telling you, these things are pretty sweet, pretty well thought out, and we got 23 of them. All right, so we just got back to the storage yard with 5 loads, and we still have a lot more. Just ran across the scales with the semi and Dave's truck. I got about 50,000 pounds on there. I didn't see Dave's, but Dave and Hans loads are pretty light. A lot of valuable stuff on those loads. It's funny, the heaviest item so far is probably the least valuable. This thing is worth like 45 grand maybe. Whereas just those, you know, a couple of FEMA fire extinguishers on Dave's trailer are worth easily 15 grand. Load on Hans's trailer, like I said, 10, 12 grand. Even functioning, it's funny, people are only paying 3, 4 grand from. This one's worth a little bit more because it has the Cummins V6, but it's mostly just scrap metal, and old cranes are hard to get certified. But you can see our storage yard is starting to fill up, and there's a reason for this. Right now, scrap prices are down, way down, so it makes more sense for us to just hang on to some of the stuff for now, because last summer we were getting like 250 bucks a ton. This summer it's at like 60 bucks a ton, so it makes more sense to just park it and then scrap it later once the rate goes back up, because those are, you know, that's like 300, 400% more money if we wait. So as you look around, you're gonna see all sorts of stuff that's from this video, last video, a year ago. We got all kinds of stuff in here, and we are outgrowing our footprint, so we're gonna need to keep on moving that way a little bit. But I think at some point we may have kind of like an open house where people can just come in and just make offers to buy some of the stuff that we're hanging on to, because really we're only hanging on to it, like I said, because, well, there's a lot of different reasons, but all of it is gonna go somewhere at some point, and some of it may be for sale. Anybody Davis County, say from Ogden to Point of the Mountain, if you have any commercial land for sale, let me know.
But if you got any stuff, we're interested in stuff.
Yeah, we love stuff. If you got stuff that you just need moved and put somewhere, we're your guys. All right, so we are back at the shop with some of the stuff we brought back from the purchase. And the first thing I want to start with is this Godwin pump. This thing is big money, and it looks like it's in decent condition. Fairly complete, put some air in the tires. We're gonna try to get it started, put a battery in it. If this thing works, this is a $15,000 to $25,000 pump all day, because it's huge. This thing is designed to pump about 2,300 gallons per minute. Per minute, guys. It's a lot of freaking water. What's cool about this pump is it's a dry prime, so you don't have to try to prime it to be able to get it to suck. It'll naturally pull the water without any water being in it. So we're going to see if it gets running. These things have, I believe it's a John Deere little engine in it. A little 4-cylinder diesel engine. Makes some serious power for what this thing does. I've not found a Hobbs meter to see how much time is on it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's fairly low time. As soon as I find that, that'll help me understand what we're dealing with. But honestly, this thing is going to make back a big chunk of our money. So the plan now, guys, is we're going to show you, what it takes to get this thing running. We're going to show you what else we got, like these HVAC units. We got another heater unit over there. Basically anything with an engine or that can kind of be plug and play. We're going to try right now to test to see how it works, and kind of start keeping a list of what we've got and what it's worth.
As close to the source of product as possible. Lower the front and rear jack stands and level the pump.
All right, you ready, Diesel? I'm ready for you. Just give me a nice little trail. Gotta give her a kick. Kick is the secret sauce. Boom! Shazam! Needed a pull, not a kick. That was a good one. It's a good set of the bead.
Found the Hobbs meter right here. 1,100 hours. It's not bad. It's pretty low time, all things considered. Since it has another digit next to it, which means these things get up in the teens, 15, 20,000 hours is not uncommon to see on these things. 1,100 hours, that means it's pretty fresh. But we will see. The hardest part is finding these the hoses and the pipes that we need. That's big stuff. And most of the time it's usually rigid mounted rather than flexible stuff, just because it's so big. But we'll see. We're going to get it started here in a second, see what it does.
I'll bring it down off a little bit. Come on, baby.
Got some starter fluid. First thing you do when you're starting an old diesel engine that hasn't been started for a while is make sure that it's getting fuel. So we got fresh fuel in the tank, and now we're trying to get fuel up into the injection pump and out into the injectors. But if there's air in there, then that can keep the fuel from priming and pumping properly. So what we want to see is a steady stream of fuel coming out of that injector fitting there. We got our main fuel line that comes into the pump right here. That's not getting.
Stuff is you get the
Pump the hand pump on the fuel right there. There's a little cam lever. There you go. Okay, that's getting fuel into the injection pump. So that means the injection pump is not allowing fuel in, which means that there's something going on with the fuel shut off. Crank the key and pump that lever.
I'm putting a smokestack off the Kenworth on it.
It's not a great sign. The oil is pretty milky. Probably needs an oil change before we run it again. Looks good. I think everything's good. We need to see how the oil looks once we swap it out, let it run for a little bit. But I'm thinking this thing's gonna bring top dollar if we just clean it up a little bit. So maybe some new fenders, lights. Oh, we'll see. I'm worried about some of these seals, but we'll see how it, there's a vacuum test you can do to see how much suction it's creating. So we'll test that, and worst case scenario, it needs, you know, some new seals and stuff, but I think it's probably good. Now we're working on this little compressor, which I'm oddly very excited about for some reason. It's just cool because it's like this little enclosed unit that packs a pretty good punch as far as power goes and airflow.
Good. Do you have some? Come on.
More? Hold on.
There it is. Now she's off. Eases off, you know.
It's a nice unit. Awesome. That right there is solid $5,000. So here's where we're at. Little air compressor, good. Easily worth $5,000. Big water pump, seems to be good. We gotta get it running again. What are we waiting for? We gotta get it running again, burn out some of the old garbage and make sure that it's good. And then we'll go through and probably clean it up, refurbish it a little bit. That thing's 15 to 20 grand all day. The AC units, we still got to get a generator over here to be able to run the 3-phase power on them, but they look like they're brand new. They should work. Those things should bring, if we can prove that they work, $1,500 easy, because they're pretty much brand new. And we still have a lot of stuff to go through, so it's adding up pretty quick. It's not just all junk, fortunately, but now we got to be diligent enough to be able to get it maintained, get it showable to whoever wants to buy it, and then actually proceed with selling it rather than just stack it all in the lot. All right, so as you can see, we've gone through a couple of the items and everything's going pretty well so far. The stuff is in better condition than I anticipated. Even though it was sitting outside, a lot of it is just new, old stock military stuff, which means they ordered it, got ready to use it for whatever reason, and then didn't use it, so it just sat on a shelf. So it's been beat up from being moved around, but it doesn't have a lot of time and use on it, so that's nice. We still have, basically, we're gonna get a giant pile of stuff here that's gonna flow in from where we're bringing it. It's gonna come to the shop. We're gonna pull it into the first bay over here. We're gonna have the guys just go through as much as they can every single day. You know, for example, the steamroller right here. This steamroller we found will run and drive. It just needs a full tune-up. Needs fresh fuel, filters, oil, that kind of stuff. Probably spend $300-400 on getting it tuned up, and then this thing will be sold. That's probably at least a $5,000 roller right there, if not more, because it's got the wheels to be able to transport it. I haven't priced those out yet, but you guys are going to continue to see in following videos this pile of stuff that comes through here, what we do with it, what we price it at, and how we end up selling it or keeping it or using it or whatever it is. And keep in mind that if you see something you want, make us an offer. info@HeavyDSparks.com, and pretty much everything, well, I don't want to say everything, but a lot of this stuff is going to be sold. So there's a lot of unique stuff. These FEMA like fire suppression things, I love them. Those could be campers, they could be water storage, they could be so many different things. They're just like brand new, fully contained, and I'm pretty stoked on those. But there's all sorts of stuff. We got a line striper, we got man lifts, we got backhoes, we got whatever that is. We got a rock crusher, like a mini rock crusher, which I don't know what you'd use that for, but crush something. So with that said, guys, we're gonna head back up to the site, load up more trucks, come back here and show you more of our treasures, and keep that rolling for at least another few videos to show you guys all this stuff. So we got our work cut out for us. See you on the next one.